Hello, guys. I hope you are all doing well. Let me get my settings right here. Microphone. Should all be good. There we go. Okay, first of all, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know in the comments. It has been a while, I know, but pretty much nothing happened, so I didn't really have anything to talk about, really. Okay, so you guys can hear me. That is fine. We're gonna make this a compact stream. First thing I really want to go over is Bitcoin. And I'm sticking with the position that I shared about a month ago. Currently, we are making a accumulation pattern right here. Got it right here in front of us for the guys that really haven't seen this yet. First, you have this pattern, which basically is a distribution pattern, which we'll break down, which is pretty much what we've seen here. This was the distribution pattern. Um, doesn't matter. What matters is the accumulation pattern. First, we have the panic cycle. Then we have the discouragement, wall of worry, another dump, aversion, denial. And this is exactly what we see on Bitcoin. First, we have the panic, discouragement. Here we have the wall of worry. Then we have another dump. Then we have denial. And this pretty much follows the pattern that I've just laid out right here. And it should bring us to a target of 5400 USD. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that the bear market is over. It does mean that, probably just as we have actually seen in the previous cycle after the bear market, we are going into an extended sideways period. This might sound very dramatic, very sad, very bad, but this is golden for alts. This is the alt period. This is where you trade alts. And, that is what I pretty much expect to happen here. Obviously, a bottom is not a short term thing, it takes a very long time to form. And I wouldn't really be surprised if we go sideways here for at least a couple more months. Is that necessarily a bad thing? No, it isn't, because if we look at alts, and I really want to kick off with Ethereum, we can see that alts have already started their rally. They've broken longer periods of downtrend, just as they have here. This is a downtrend that pretty much spans, and let me be correct here. Just give me a second. This pretty much spans a full year, 370 days. We've managed to break the downtrend. And obviously, there's a bigger downtrend in play here. Doesn't matter. We're going to have to look for targets. In order to do so, I would first of all very much like to enable the logarithmic scale. I like to trade on the logarithmic scale. It really helps put things into perspective. And we're going to have to get our Fibonacci retracement. Now, for this retracement, I'm just going to take the last move, and this should give us a 0.5 target, which is right here. Now, as you can see, if we put our horizontal ray over the 0.5, you can see that this is a pretty important level. The first time this level was tested, and yes, I do actually call this a test, was 22nd of March 2017. And since then, it has been tested multiple times. It has always proven to be a very important point of control. And this would actually be the level that I assume we're headed to. Now, this would give us a target of 0.063 Bitcoin. Obviously, if we take our position here, we want to play it on the same on the actual safe side, because there's no proof that we are out of the bear market. We're still probably very much into a bear market. And thus, we're going to have to set a lower target as well, where we just want to take some profits, especially for doing some leverage trading. It's very important to take some profits there, because if you enter at 0.038, you're doing leverage trading. Probably if you sell half your position here, you're going to completely cover your costs and get some profit and make this a risk-free ride. So yeah, very simple position for Ethereum, and the reason I am actually taking this position is because if we look at the RSI, there we go, and we go to the weekly charts. There's two things that might be noticed here. First of all is the bullish divergence. We're setting a higher on the RSI as well as on a MACD, which I will not show here. And the price actually made a lower low here, which is, pretty much a reversal indicator. Second, I'm not going to pull it up, but this is an actual accumulation pattern, just as I've showed before. We managed to break the downtrend, and now we are probably, first of all, going to have to retest it. If we manage to hold, I wouldn't be surprised if we make a pretty good rally. Now, that's pretty much that for Ethereum. My first target is 0.048, second target 0.06. There are a couple more alts that I really want to talk about. First of all is NEO. Oh, please excuse me. For NEO, we can pretty much see the same thing. Just gonna switch over to the one-day chart. And by the way, guys, if you have requests, please feel free to post them in the chat, and I will try to do my best to answer them. For NEO, we pretty much have the same story. We've got a long period of accumulation here. Let me first of all remove all drawing tools. Now, there's a couple important facts here for NEO. First of all, we managed to hold the last support. I would consider this the last support. I always say look left for clues. There really isn't much that could hold NEO up if we manage to break the supports. We only visited these price ranges for a very short time, and if it breaks down, we're probably gonna go 90% lower from here, which I don't actually suspect would happen. So the only logical course from here is that this support would hold. Now, if we're going to trade this position, obviously, first of all, we're going to have to draw out the trend line, the resistance trend line. And this is a beautiful one. I really do like this. We managed to break out of this trend line right here. We took a small rally and then we retested it. If we actually zoom in and we draw a Fibonacci over this move, you can see that, and this is very important. 9 out of 10 times, the 618 will count as an actual retest, and we went right into those levels, retested it, and we managed to hold that. After this happened, we really didn't get much of a rally. So I expect that is yet to come. I don't think we're about to set a new all-time high here whatsoever. That being said, I am pretty bullish on NEO. Just gonna remove the log scale. And I suspect that we are gonna make a move to at least the 236. Last year I would have had a different opinion on this. But due to the fact that a lot of competition for NEO has entered the market, I'm going to play it on the safe side and go for a relatively lower target. Now, the reason I'm excited about this position is very simple. If we take our tool, let's say we start our position here, obviously, um, any position, must have a stop loss. If you don't have a stop loss set or decided before you enter a trade, you do not want to enter a trade. However, for this position, it is very simple. It is this support that hasn't been broken since the 12th of June 2017. If we break that, I pretty much consider this position lost and I wouldn't trade it. So if we set our stop just below support and we set our target at the first fib line, we get a risk reward ratio of 4.92, which is tremendous. This is a very good trade. And in the end, it is all about your risk reward ratio and about your accuracy. And this is a very good trade. And the reason I'm saying this is because pretty much, including me, everyone who starts out trading focuses on the wrong stuff. They focus on strategies, on patterns, on stuff like that. Well, really, the thing to focus on is risk management. And the term wrecked originated from trading crypto because nobody knew what the hell they were doing, and people were losing their entire, savings account. So, in those terms, risk reward, this is a good trade, and I'm willing to take this. And I am going to actually enter this trade hopefully pretty soon. And when I do, I will make sure to let you guys know. Just need a confirmation of the fact that, and this is something that I personally like to do. This is just my own personal strategy. If we manage to close the daily above this resistance right here, I will enter the trade. So it's very simple, but I just need some sort of confirmation. Next, we're going to go to Litecoin, which actually disappeared from the top 5 for a while, actually. And Litecoin has been doing pretty well. Hold on a second. Somebody at the door, please give me 1 second. We'll be back in approximately 30 seconds. There we go. Litecoin compared to BTC has been doing really well. However, I really do like to trade Litecoin paired against USD. And there's some sort of logic behind this. There's two reasons I trade, and the main reason that I actually trade is to make money. And overall, and this is just my own personal rule, overall, the top 10 are traded on pretty much the largest exchanges, and I like to trade them against USD. And the reason I like to do that is because the top 10 is also traded not only by individuals but also by institutions and larger entities, and they will also always trade against USD. Larger entities and institutions aren't going to trade Factom or Hypercash, blah blah blah. And so I find the USD chart for these larger assets, these larger coins, more reliable. Um, my Litecoin strategy is extremely simple. If we take the LTC USD chart and we go to Google, we type in stock market bubble, we pretty much get the exact same chart, don't we? You know, takeoff, first sell-off, blah blah blah. We've all seen this, and this is what Litecoin currently resembles for me. You know, the bull trap, takeoff, new paradigm, blah blah blah, and then the absolute bottom, which according to pretty much every trading book should be below the bear trap right there, which absolutely is the case. And so I've started my long-term position for Litecoin. This is not necessarily a short-term trade whatsoever. This is more of a long, or well, I should say mid to long-term hodl. And the reason for this is mainly because this is a very large cycle. You know, this entire cycle lasted for 2 years, you know, and I'm absolutely in no rush to make any sort of profit from this. That being said, if we manage to break this resistance that we've got going on right there, which I'm pretty sure we will, and we're gonna have to look for targets. And for me personally, it's rather simple. Just gonna enable the logarithmic chart right here. Going to take the trend line, going to draw the actual trend line. As you can see, we just broke through the resisting trend line, and the next big step is to break through this resistance, and then we can start looking at the Fibonacci chart. My first target is the actual 236 104 USD, and it's pretty much the same story as ETH, isn't it? If we take our long position and we enter here, we can set a target all the way up here, and our stop, I'm not sure what the hell is going on here. Okay, can be put right under the broken resistance, making it a risk reward of 6.5, which is really good. Obviously, the risk here is that this resistance won't give way, and we're gonna have some sideways action for the next couple weeks, months. Wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not sure if it's highly likely. Okay, that's it for crypto. Just doing the big caps right now. I'm gonna go more in depth on the smaller alts in a couple days, probably on Friday. Pretty much the last thing that I want to go over is the traditional stock markets. They seem to be doing very well. In my last live stream, I've mentioned that I expected that we would have a reversal right at this support turn resistance. We didn't, so we're gonna have to keep an actual eye on this. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but I will keep you guys updated. I don't have an actual opinion or strategy on this right now. Just felt like I really had to update this. So overall, things are looking really good, especially the alts. I'm really excited, and I hope that this might be the start of a short to mid-term alt run. So thanks for watching, and I really hope that you guys manage to, save some of your portfolio and just take everything you've learned and apply it to the next bull run. So thanks, guys, and have a great day. Good night.